On February 24, 2015, a court in the city of Oran sentenced Mohammed Sharkey in absentia to 3 years and a fine of 200,000 Algerian dinars on charges of blasphemy. The city of Oran is a major city in Algeria, a country in North Africa on the Mediterranean coast. By sentencing Mohammed Sharkey to 3 years in prison with a high fee, the government of Algeria is taking away his right of expressing himself freely. Although what he said may have been offensive to some, a high fee and long sentence was not necessary. This violates Article 19 in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information, ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Not only do journalists need this right to publish their newspapers, books, and articles, but as humans we all need this right to express ourselves freely without being incarcerated or fined. Freedom of speech, press, and expression in general is a basic yet important human right. According to the Algerian constitution, it states that freedom of expression, association, and meeting are guaranteed to the citizen. This is false because the government has taken away all those rights from the people. They have restricted speech, press, and even assembly, which is also one of the major rights being violated today. If people were given back their freedom of expression, then they would be able to share their ideas. According to an article, Freedom of the World, which shows Algeria's rating since 1972, ranking it as not free. The Freedom House has categorized Algeria as not free since 2002, but in 2004 it has moved up to partly free. The Freedom House reported that the charges against journalists have declined in 2007 compared to earlier years, but the government still threatens journalists if they publish their works. By threatening journalists and writers, the government is essentially making their citizens feel unsafe and restricted. Although it's good that the government is lowering the fee for journalists, there should not even be a fee because freedom of expression is a basic human right that every single person deserves. In order to help Algerians get their freedom of expression back, the government needs to remove the high fees and harsh consequences that come with sharing their ideas. The law establishes limitations on media coverage of a variety of subjects. See fines of up to $6,700 for press-related offenses, and journalists who fail to pay the fines are subject to jail time. The fines for posting something offensive, even the slightest, can cost thousands of dollars and maybe even a couple of years in jail. They need to lower or completely end fines on journalists and completely once and for all eliminate prison sentences because no one should go to prison or be fined for writing an article on how they truly feel about their country. The government will not be able to change all at once, but slowly allowing people to post and write what they want without being fined will make a big difference for them and their country. The Freedom House also states that a media law that went into effect in January 2012 was hailed by its proponents as an important reform that would enhance media freedom by nominally abolishing prison sentences for press offenses and opening up key media sectors to private ownership. Although Algeria stated that they would abolish prison sentences for press offenses, they continue to imprison many journalists, like Mohammed Sharkey. In other areas of the world, such as Mexico City, hundreds of journalists are being tortured and beaten due to what they publish. The government has not been responding to these attacks. They also mentioned how the situation of the press in the state is critical, and it is expected that the attacks will not end until the Veracruz government continues without an effective response. Nothing in Mexico will change if the government doesn't start taking action and protecting their people. People will change along with the government, so if they take action, we'll follow soon after. As Algeria starts to evolve as a country, so will their people and rights. Less and less journalists will be incarcerated and hurt, and more people will be involved with the country and their human rights. And hopefully this will influence other countries to slowly allow back other basic human rights.